hit that. So I think I think we're definitely halfway or more past the chapter 0 here. I don't think there's multiple hours left of this. That's at least what I'm gonna say. But you know, as always, I'm very slow when I play games. Something that should take me 2 hours always takes me like 4. Always multiply like expected time to beat stuff by like 1.75. That's what I would say. 1.75 is the factor at which you should expect how long it takes me to beat stuff. I'm like an anti-speedrunner. I'm excited for the rest of this. I mean, I was excited for yesterday. Obviously, we met all the characters, 16 kids, 16, excuse me, students. We caught a glimpse, I believe, of like a headmaster slash teacher slash game master, possibly the Monokuma stand-in, you could say, perhaps. Main antagonist all rolled into one, perhaps. We met the kids, got the personalities. I attempted some accents. Nothing was good though. My abilities were poor. Put that down to here. I'll try that. But now, I think in what should be hopefully the second half of this, I think we're going to do our whole investigation and I assume a trial. I think we're gonna get a full bite-sized experience of not only what Danganronpa games normally have in a full chapter, but also what we could expect from the full project here. So I'm excited to see it. What if I hit load game, and then just my save was not there? I would cry. I'd cry. You'd see me cry on stream. Watch as I cry on stream very hard. Alright, yes. So I'm here. This is where it basically started in. They were like, start the investigation. We can talk to people. We can look at body. I assume we're gonna have access to everyone who didn't want to just leave, because there was, if I'm remembering last night correctly, there was a contingent of people that wanted to not be here and not be a part of this. Understandable. Not everyone is good with death and death-related things, even if it's fake. I'll take a look at the body first. Body? Body. Body of the dummy. Our captors gave us a lot of information about this victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Damn it, it's just a doll, Damon. Stop hesitating. Inspect it. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody, indiscernible pulp. Ugh. Ugh. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Body, hands, bloody knife, assault rifle. Alright, we'll go top to bottom. The girl has been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think it was a stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Taking a closer look, the wounds, they didn't seem excessively deep. At least, not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Damn, this is messed up. Body. Hans. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails, but not on the rest of her hand? Victim's hands has been added. Treat bullets. Yeah. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say that this must be the murder weapon. Bloody knife added to treat bullets. Get that assault rifle. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? Oh, here we go. I gotta remember voices. That rifle. Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something.
No.
What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, John walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you're messing up with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. Eh? From the top of the magazine protruded a loaded bullet.
I see.
Huh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Better than him holding it. Damn, a loaded gun. What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation? It's not very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with the victim. Assault rifle has been out of true bullets. That seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. I should check the inside of that closet now. Go ahead and step over the body. Step over the body. Just do a little giant leap over there. There we go. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. It was the last place I'd want to dig through. But I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. Shelf. Back of closet. Clock. There's a clock above the door. Doesn't seem like it works. Oh. Shit. Burp, 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 burp. I need to inspect the area around me before I think about moving to the back of the room. Oh, okay. Sure. The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. Bucket. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor's closet, but why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it except... What is this smell? It smells like bleach. Bucket has been added to your bullets. Bleach bucket. Classic. I don't know why I said that. Okay. I gotta talk to maybe the goobers. There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. Alright, have fun with that. Jeez.
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement.
Check it out!
Hey, check out what's behind this door! Saying that, she stepped away from the corner. It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Dude, Not cool.
I'm not she is. Oh my god, why did I just added the word not. I'm disappointed in you. Huh?
So hackneyed.
You call the thing a ladder? It's so obviously a step ladder.
Seriously?
Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I have to agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want. Bleh. Guy that doesn't get my references, no fun to be around. I'm gonna check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. She's already out of here. Did she even investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? Looks like that's everything around here. Check out the other end of the room. Go to the other side of the room. Step, 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 step. Hey! I like this music happening. Ga-dunk-dunk. Toilet paper. 3. Winona. Broom. Or mop. That security camera. It's brand new. Now that she mentioned it, it does look out of place. You think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here? Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech. Typical schools spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing.
Golly.
These shelves are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of them clean brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s. I don't see. I try to do like my shitty like Southern accent, but I don't even know if that's what the intentions were for Ingrid here. But that's just it's all I could go to. It's all I can pull. You recognize them? Cause I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Oh, well, chemicals do the job better since there were fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz. I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on the shelf. They're all full, with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach.
Huh?
Bleach? Huh. There was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. Can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it. Sorry, it's like a hair in my mouth. Alright, what else am I supposed to look at? This, maybe? I mean, we already kind of... It's another surveillance camera. Is the guy on the speaker watching us through this? Just a thought made my stomach turn. Oh! Alright, everyone. That's time. Look at... Oh, that was quick. Oh, shit. I still had more things to look at. Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. I forget what that guy's voice is supposed to be like, but it's fine. Click. Class trial? The hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation.
Let's see.
If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Yes, we should.
Come off the grass.
I'm drinking. I have a drink tonight. I got a new type of drink. It is from my favorite brewery, Martin House. It was like a 4-pack, 2 and 2 of basically what they call like cookies and cream, and it's like 2 cookie dough stouts and then 2 cream, which is like rich cream ales. And I'm trying. This has nothing to do with this game, but I had these last year because they always come out around this time of year, and they advise like, oh, you know, a cool thing to do, you mix them together and it's like cookies and cream, whatever. But tonight I was trying them separately, and I'm trying the cream one first here. And it's got a really weird aftertaste, and an aftertaste I don't remember them having last year. So I can't remember if if they changed something, if something is wrong with it, or I just don't remember anything. Like, it tastes good, and then it's like, then it just hits you with this very strange aftertaste. I may also be going senile, you know? And I just don't remember. Maybe this happened last year, and there's no chance I would remember it. Oi! What the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to court. Court?
What?
He's going to put us on trial.
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could that stuff be for? Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the tree of ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's going to be a nuisance to deal with.
Okay.
You might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. Bad drink in hand, Austin proceeds to the tree of ignorance. Like, it's not bad enough that I'm going to stop trying to drink it. I'll still continue to sip it throughout the night, but damn. Bah. Sorry for making weird mouth noises right into the mic. Bah. Bah. How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all?
It's simple.
No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stakes murder. It's just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She's obviously faking it. Without even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. I like how she has not yet once removed the fan from the lower part of her face. That is her gimmick. I assume there's nothing actually behind it, but I also wouldn't be 100%. What if she didn't have a normal mouth? I don't know. As those words were coming out of my mouth, I was like, what the hell would a non-normal mouth mean? Because I was about to say, oh, maybe she doesn't have a mouth, but then how would she be talking? That seems like that would be a logistical nightmare to come up with an idea for that, but you know, I'm just saying. It's mostly just a character trait, probably, you know, having a fan in front of the face. But what if? I'm just being an idiot. When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already bickering.
Check it out.
A big tree, Eden's Garden Academy. Overused religious symbolism is tight. I really hope we get let out after this.
Oi, you.
Huh. Can you confirm, liar chick? Why are you asking her?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. 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 Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you right?
And that makes her one of the bad guys? Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's the one who brought that gas bomb into the train.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever?
If no one else is gonna say it.
If all you needed was a mask to protect you, then... Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that dead body was a dummy, then she poked it in her face. In the face. That's not normal.
Deal with it.
I told you, it was my intuition. Intuition, my ass.
Hold your horses.
My ass. Moss. It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder.
Any clue?
Where's this elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I see is the tree of ignorance. You know, maybe it's that very obvious cutout in the middle of the fucking tree of ignorance. Right behind the pirate man. Guys. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. I mean... I'll mess with this first. At the base of the tree was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. There were cracks all over the mask and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing
What
be?
you doing?
You noticed the statue too, don't ya? Huh? Oh, yeah.
You alright?
What's up with the statue? There's definitely something whack about it. Just can't put my finger on what.
Look,
The mask is broken. There's a piece missing.
But
Is that weird? Statue's probably like super old. Makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff.
I'm talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
wait.
Like it's crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know,
What about?
maybe if you find the piece and place it back on the statue, something will happen. Like a puzzle solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
You think we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Oh, there's that Scooby-Doo laugh. Hold on, hold on, I forgot. Hold on to your butts, because I got the hiss of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself while others scoured around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand.
Oi!
Oi! Everyone, I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice, that must be it. What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean.
Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then, nothing happened.
Fail.
Oh, that was anticlimactic. Click. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly.
Oh, golly!
Oh shit!
Oh, shit! Oh, fuck! Are we about to die? Whoa! Basically what he did.
Yo.
Yo, I was right.
Whoa.
That actually worked. A fucking secret passageway in a tree. I never thought I'd see that. Bzz. The tree of knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The tree of ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often inspires to be seen as wisdom. Click.
Game over, man.
Oh god, now he's spitting random philosophy. We're so fucked. Will this take us to the elevator?
What about?
There's stairs at the foot of the opening.
Yep.
What are we waiting for? Let's explore.
If I may ask.
Why a sudden rush?
Duh.
I want to get home. Duh.
Elementary, my dear.
If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approach the opening of the tree. Walk, 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 walk. And descended into the darkness. Yes, a classic elevator into the trial shot. Another Danganronpa staple. I always love the elevator shots. Always let you know who's still with you, and then as it numbers down, the elevator getting emptier and emptier is always a very classic moment. Oh, that aftertaste is weird. Oh, I might not actually finish that drink. I lied to myself. This is an elevator. Oh, someone was talking. Wolfgang says, Wolfgang, I see. Elevator's underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. Descent? We stood in silence. 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were, after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene? An investigation? A creepy statue? An elevator in a tree? None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This is something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. I will be curious to see if the whole trial is voiced, because that would be nice for me. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. Fractured mind of the Viceroy. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However,
And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
back off.
Not this zapping shit again. Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Stand at your podium. Ooh, I like this. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape, a way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. Would I like to save? I would. Oh shit. Let me view my trinket. Shouldn't have too many truth bullets. Yeah, I got those all. I'm all good on it. I'm a pretty good Danganronpa player. Nice. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial.
It is voiced. Oh, thank God.
The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place.
Oh, that's simple.
Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Wait, we get it right and then we get to leave? That has to be a trap. Or immediately my mind went to he said if we all agree. What if there's one contrarian here that's like, no, that's not what happened. And then like he goes, oh, not everyone agreed. Now you have to play the full game. And that's how like chapter 1, it rolls into like chapter 1 of like, oh, you guys failed this initial trial kind of thing. That's where my mind's immediately going.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
Very good.
Somebody get me out of here!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead vicar, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Holy shit. People running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing?
Oh,
I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
At least he knows his limits, you know? At least he's aware.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Ah, Jean loves debates, maybe. Oh no, Grace. Oh no, Grace. These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say things that contradict the truth. Selecting truth bullet, truth cylinder, influence focus, weak spot, time. Ah, classic non-stop debate. Okay. And it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with the truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and press the right key to fire. You want to aim for words highlighting gold. Those are the weak spots. Oh my god, this music just took a turn for the best. Good. Okay. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered. And use the correct truth bullet to destroy the relevant weak spot. If things are flying by too fast, use spacebar to concentrate. This will... I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Gross. Okay. Spacebar, concentrate, temporary slowdown time. Cool. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's all I'm at. Game over. Gamma over. Okay, not that someone of your caliber would ever fail. Anyway, press the F3 key to revisit these controls wherever you wish. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Oh, this music, dude. Here we go. Oh, starting him off with just the assault rifle.
About who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
I always let it play once.
It's obvious
Objection.
what the murder weapon was.
Different game.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary gun?
Ah, that's right. There was a gun.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
Okay, the loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Right.
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary gun?
Ah, that's right. There was a gun.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
Okay, I want to see something, because... Okay. Yeah, we're gonna contradict the fact that she says gun, because we know the truth bullet itself had all of its bullets.
The mystery was never about who
Is there a
killed
speed
Kara,
button?
but how she died.
Let me see. Speed up is shift. Okay, cool.
What the murder? I didn't get a good look at the
Body was
what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary
I'm ready.
gun?
Huh!
Ah, that's right.
Wait, did I
There
not?
was a gun.
Wait, did I not click it? Oh, firebolt is left. Or right. It's right click. See wait, pause. Pause. I've never played Danganronpa on PC. I assume those controls mirror if you were to play Danganronpa PC when it came to Steam and stuff. I've always played it on console. 1 and 2 on the Vita, Ultra Despair Girls on the Vita, and then V3 on PS4, PS5, whatever. So I've never had to shoot with a mouse and keyboard, and then I'm like pressing the wrong ass button. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, it's fine. Now I'm gonna get a low grade, even though I know the answer.
I didn't get a good look.
Here we go. I'm ready. Wait, whoa. Wait, I didn't even... Wait, did the time keep going? Did the time keep going when I had it paused? Wait, should I not have said give up? I wanted to click give up. I wanted to click give up. I wanted to click give up because I didn't want it to affect my score. Alright, let's fast forward through some dialogue here. God. See, the funny thing is... The funny thing is, I read the instructions, and I read the word right. But I just read right as left, like left click, you know?
That's all
Right.
By the way, I'm just... what am I...
Yeah.
Not...
Did that tap? Probably.
But...
And I don't...
Would you?
Don't worry, guys. I am so smart. I know how to play video games. In truth, I just wanted to really listen to this track again. I can't tell if this time kept going as I had it paused, or I did truly just read it, like, run out of time.
That big scary
guy. Oh, it's like I got it the first time.
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Alright, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
The actual murder weapon? That's obvious. It's the bucket.
I got it.
You saw how that bucket was on its side.
It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Cam's razor gotta ruin everything.
Occam's razor, my favorite.
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird, choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Tablet. Assault rifle.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yes.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
It's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the details of the victim's death, I'm inclined to think otherwise.
To
Oh,
reiterate,
she was holding
both
it.
the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
I don't think that explains
Yet
it.
they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
Is it gonna be assault rifle then
That gun didn't even work.
to kill her?
These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would
Now,
have
bye-bye.
no reason to bring it with them.
For the aesthetic.
To reiterate, both the rifle
But that gun.
I'll slow it down.
That's like your opinion.
If the gun was broken, killer. Are you out of it?
Oh.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, well, it's just like me to get some wrong during a Danganronpa game, you know? Ugh, I need to think this over.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
Gun didn't even work? The tablet doesn't... Victim... She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. Chemical burns. I'm gonna try...
That's like...
Be for the aesthetic.
To reiterate, both the rifle
They odd choice.
I bet that didn't work.
Oh, God.
Oh, you agree? Thanks, sweetheart.
Wait, the evidence Damon presented doesn't support that.
Okay, well... Yeah, we're
both
trying.
the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics.
If the gun was broken, then...
Okay.
that's wrong.
Alright, I'm ready to see the explanation here. This is one of those ones where I'm like,
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
I mean, maybe I'm just dumb. This is definitely one of those cases where I'm like, maybe I'm just dumb, but I don't understand how the tablet explains that she was the one holding the gun. Or she had the gun. I don't know.
Huh?
It could be something I'm just not seeing or I'm missing. I fully admit, though.
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Specifically, evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. Yeah, it was the paint.
This is it.
Or not paint. Why the blood under the nails? I was thinking like
Dry blood in
nail
the
paint.
victim's
I don't know.
fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
It was the bleach.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
blood? Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
Just gotta fold her like a pizza, so that she doesn't. You just gotta clamp her, just close her body, and just doesn't get on you.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was?
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on. That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Alright. I'll talk about agree points. During the last non-stop debate, you would have noticed that some phrases were blue. Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Those phrases are called agree points. They are the counterpart to weak spots. As the name would suggest, if an agree point aligns with the evidence you've gathered, you can use your truth bullets to prove it correct. Simply aim your reticle at it, as you would with the weak spot, and shoot. In your pursuit of the truth, you must be prepared to corroborate your classmates' testimonies. When it would be wise to do so is for you to figure out. Good luck. I need it. I need the good luck. Bucket, tablet, victim's hands.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
No.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
I like that shot. Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual answer?
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I'm gonna say bucket to...
I bet that girl didn't even see Appreciate the support, but you're not talking any sense, mate.
I'm sorry, Sean, to let you down. Now even the pirate is scolding me.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked
Let me
the
review
gun
what I have
out
here.
of her hands. God, sneezing is not ideal. Dried blood underneath victim's nails. It's been a while since we played Danganronpa, but I'm not in the like logical headspace, I feel. Oh, burns are to her eyes and scalp. The tablet talks about the burns to the eyes. God. I always underestimate the tablet.
Those two did have a crazy
The tablet has so much info on it.
She still carried a gun.
Why
Bet that girl
It has so much info. It has so much info. I always think it doesn't have anything on it, and then I'm like, oh, I reread it. I'm like, oh
The
shit.
victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Yes.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in, the motive?
Because she was a teacher's pet.
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
And it bugged someone else.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
No, no, no. No, Jet.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on. Explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
Alright, Grace, I will. Jesus. She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from the subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire. Give me that bucket item.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What
No.
about a container?
Yes.
There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun.
That's so
So
silly.
when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
Just like those chemical burns, the killer had to use something, but what?
Well...
What about a
No, 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 no.
There were a bunch.
Fuck me.
Grace.
I'm all congested. Okay, let's try that again.
Well, bleach...
Into...
What about a
I got it.
Oh, I'm so smart. The easiest answer.
She's correct. the killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
That's too silly.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how
I
did
love
the
you,
killer
Ingrid.
use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns.
Wait, she also had burns on the face, on top of her head, right? Is it the? It's gotta, since the location of where it was, it's gotta be the classic set the bucket on top of the door. Prank / trap.
However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
The murderer used a classic camp prank.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Above. Yes, that's right, above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
No, Ingrid,
There's
come
no way
on.
They were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The killer wanted two things: for the bucket to be above the victim and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? Door. Stepladder? Door.
I got it.
He maybe used the stepladder to get up there, though.
But I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Oh, me and Kai on the same wavelength.
Exactly. When the victim
It's
came
just
into the
a
room,
prank, bro.
She pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Stepladder.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Was there anything at the crime scene they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll add further, credibility to my theory. Spot selection. Oh. Beep, boop. Beep, boop.
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point. Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Oh?
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Kai is like one of those characters where I'm like, I'd be surprised if he made it super far into the game. I forget who I said yesterday felt like a first boot, but Kai also seems like he's not long for this potential eliminations as we go through chapters of this game.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree. It must have been hiding somewhere waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. They're hiding somewhere. Okay, on top of the doorframe is just absolutely silly. I'm gonna say it's top or bottom, but in the back of the janitor closet? I mean, I'm gonna try this.
I got it.
Yeah.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet.
Big brain. Big brain.
If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted.
Oh, Winona?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
Well...
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse.
Wait.
28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Oh my god.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We've figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No, we're not finished here.
I love how he's like pointing out his finger, and then off to his left is Cassidy, like giving him the peace sign, throwing him out.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
The classic like Danganronpa thing where everyone holds their last still image of when they last spoke. And so like you have just these contrasting like visuals of the characters.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer, we're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Got her.
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud. You seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Wolfgang has changed. Wow, things are getting emotional. While you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far, now might be a good time to change your approach. Non-stop debates, ethos, pathos, and the other one. Introducing the pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb the statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or left trigger. The pathos statement will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Pathos. I'll say both. You can absorb statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E. Find a weak spot that is directly contradicted by that statement and fire. If successful, you'll make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your opponents. So on the lookout for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance trial using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. Oh, okay. So we could do the logical one, or we can do
Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
Alright, Wolfgang.
How can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no
Got
proof.
it. Okay.
So says the ultimate liar.
Was this murder justified, or is it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth. Alright, so I feel like I gotta fire this at something he says.
There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill.
This was the sadistic humanity's brightest.
I don't see how that relates to his point.
Okay, my bad. Don't worry about it.
To kill Kara.
Oh no, I gotta go through it all to get it. Again.
This killer deserves to be.
How can we? No reason to
No.
have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Damn it. Fuck, I fucked up. I pressed the wrong button. I'm just.
Kara so easy.
Just the crime scene.
Brought to justice.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
I like that sound effect.
So says the ultimate liar.
Woo! Alright, I'm determined to get this.
So
we shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that?
Is it not something he said then?
No reason to trust.
Oh, probably to that. Oh.
You have no proof.
Oh, I get it. Oh, okay.
To kill Kara.
One more time. The answer was right above the bullet itself.
How can we do that?
We trust him because of his lawyer's intuition. Oh.
No, that's wrong.
Pathos. Pathos. Ethos. Things.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Well, that's a slightly interesting mechanic. It's a slight mix-up on something I think we saw in, like, Danganronpa 3. Obviously, there was the... I can't remember if it was introduced in 3 or V3 or in 2, where you could absorb, like, someone else's statement and use it as a bullet itself, which always, to me, felt like a clunky kind of mechanic in the games, if I was being 100% honest. This seems a little more... I mean, we're just seeing it for the first time in almost like a tutorial type setting, but if this continued like this, at the very least, this signals to me that if you have one of those purple texted bullets or phrases, that you would be able to use that in that case. So it's like an alternate path if you want to try to do an answer thing that's not just a logic-based thing. I think it's a cool mechanic. I think I would like it a little less if there was a gray area of, like, we're presenting it to you, but you still can't use it type of thing. Because then it's going to start getting clunky, kind of like how the regular mechanic was in the main series of games. Whereas, like I maybe I'm in the minority, but, like, when that was done in the main games, when you could, like, start absorbing other bullets, like other phrases in the non-stop debate, it just added another layer of, like, this ambiguity where you're like, I don't understand exactly the logic of everything, and like, then you would get an answer and you're like, oh, it's such a weird answer, it just seems kind of forced and not correct. So
say what?
But at least how it was implemented here, this feels a bit better.
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before.
Huh.
If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah! Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Yeah, Wolfgang. Good guy, Wolfgang.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy!
Hey! If it means going home, then new guy's convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Good snoring sound effect.
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Alright, a clever way of introducing what I assume is going to be that end of case, like putting the pieces on that, like comic, like panels thing. Practice.
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
It's time to bring this trial to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. But it seems your peers have glossed over the smaller details, judging by those gaps in the story. To fill these gaps, you have been provided a collection of stock panels. Use the WSAD keys to navigate your stock. Press the space bar to select a panel. Hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to insert the panel. Left click. If you wish to undo your selection, simply press space bar again. Don't forget the Q and E keys. Those are how you flip between pages. Okay, by the way, gaps will reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit this information, control panel. Great. Now stand up straight and fix that tie. We've got a case to close. Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Alright, I only have so much time. Where did the killer hide? Oh, my mouse is contained in there. Okay. So I assume this flips pages. Yes. Great. Now, what was... I forget how to... Oh, I see. I understand. Okay, opening the door. So I have access to 3. Going up step ladder in the janitor's closet. That's this. So space. Okay, I understand. I understand the controls now. What was victim carrying? I don't think we have access to that. We don't think we have access to that. Opening door. Step ladder. Pour. Don't think I have any of those. That is this. Beep boop. What did the victim do when stabbed? Going up step ladder. Aha. Going up step ladder. Oh, that's this. Duh. Give me the other pictures. There we go. Clawing at killer's neck would be this. Load in, click in. I know how to play this. That would be assault rifle. Easy. I'm a genius.
I got it.
I would have been a lot faster if I understood the controls. I was so bad. Let's go.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was
another
found
amazing
around the
music track
academy,
beginning here.
Carrying a large assault rifle.
We got a funky bass line going.
That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye. They needed a way to surprise the victim.
Aye.
Who was better armed.
At least this is the whole class going over the case summary as not just main character.
The killer
I think I
grabbed
kind of like that a bit
bleach
more.
from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
It's kind of nice to hear them all summarizing the case.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the doorframe. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
Missed bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing
I love the
setup,
ingenuity.
The killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival.
Rattle.
The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch! And then he went stab, 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 stab,
The killer
stab,
leapt
stab.
from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara.
Jesus.
In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it.
Yeah, let's get that reveal.
However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face. A very good Daft Punk song. Face to face.
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there.
It's them. Nice.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants. The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it?
The VA work on this is very just the right amount of like over the topness. It's pretty good.
Or will you
for this
set it
character, I mean.
ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Killing game?
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short.
Hey.
Hey, what do you mean killing game?
The show must go on.
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's...
What?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates,
Blood is rushing.
are going to kill each other. That's like... That's not...
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way.
What?
What are you... Oh. What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man. A man sworn to the truth. And if I recall correctly... No one cares. Down here, let us out already. That was all right. I'll let you leave this room. Yeah, I knew that was gonna be the case because I could read, like I could read the text and it was like, oh, he's just saying they can leave here once they're done with the case. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a bitch.
Not okay.
That's your full shit, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy... Bullshit. What am I doing believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying.
Dude!
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away?
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't.
Please don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I just want to go home. I want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Tolner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way this game you proposed, a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor dear in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see,
I see. That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me. Regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on. You've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoiled
sport. And one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game. How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist.
And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit, if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue with you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed, and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free, and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair.
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter.
Such disrespect.
Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think this common butcher is no... I can't read tonight. It's just like last night. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. Depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive?
No shit.
Oh, that was Desmond, or that was me saying that. Only 2 would be able to survive. I kept reading it in his voice. 2 people? It's not really better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know, that's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die no matter what, and yet, with every passing trial, you all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go
And
on.
that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite.
I can't wait to
for
see all of
destruction.
you in action. Nice pose. Oh, he does again. The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind. What? Someone hit him?
I've said it a million times,
Great.
you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear
Excellent.
you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow and another. And when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face. Oh, shit!
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
But before we could do anything... Oh no, they're not already gonna kill someone. No, we're not doing that in Chapter 0. The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. Oh, okay. Crisis averted? Crisis averted? She was maybe just grazed with a bullet. What? Hello? Huh? Oh! Oh, hello. We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The headmaster man has a duo partner. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask? The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her?
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them? Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. Cough. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
You think? I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots? That was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh? You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents.
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't, but I'll continue to trust them as if I do. Because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
We will not succumb, even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical, that's that word, courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by a run-in with death.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. I'm sure, yes, I'm sure this will be a Danganronpa story with absolutely no killing in it. I'm sure that's where this will go. We won't throw all that away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I'm quite familiar with this idea.
Hi.
What kind of captain would I be if I can't handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another.
No.
She says you've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Eh? Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look.
In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. Same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that it will be easier for you to kill them? That's
enough.
That's enough. Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please.
So stop trying to turn us against each other. But please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Ava's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Ava made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody.
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Didn't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? His question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me. Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, the hell makes you so special? I could feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality.
Yeah.
Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through the trial. That trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands. Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when you're in the middle of a death game?
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to... It was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
Phew! Do I sense anger? Hatred? An unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Get lost.
Thanks. Now can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium, with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? I don't know if she was asking. I think I read that wrong. It's fine. It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despised me. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now, I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. Oh, that's a very good mentality to bring into this. So cute, the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare, an unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Yeah! Oh, I love it, yeah! Very good. Very good. Ah, you gotta love a little... We love our... I don't want to say intro credits, but the intro movie. Very good. Oh no, is it gonna grade me? No. Oh, it's just this... Oh, this is nice artwork. Oh shit, it's gone too quick. I wish I could look at it longer. Good thing I recorded my own playthrough, because I can just pause on it then. To be continued. Oh, and now that depression sets in where you're like, damn, I wish there was more. I wish the rest of this game was available already. Yeah, we'll definitely let the credits roll here. Excellent. Excellent quality. You know, I said it from the beginning yesterday, last night. I could sense that obviously following this project for a while now, I knew the quality was going to be pretty high up there. I think that experiencing this has even surpassed my already pretty high expectations. I thought that was really good. And I will always generally say it. This is a slightly more. This is obviously a step up above just a Danganronpa, that like a fan-made Danganronpa story that's just like a video that mimics the art style and storytelling and plots and concepts of Danganronpa games. And I'll always say, making a video game is not hard, or is not easy. It's definitely like there's so many moving parts, a fan-made thing. And, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, as someone who's not obviously a part of this project itself, putting a lot of time into a fan project thing where you're not making money and getting that ship to move a full group of people in the same moving direction is not an easy task. I mean, imagine, like, the worst type of, like, school project you have in a class that like everyone has to participate in, and only it's a million times harder. It takes a ton of art, a ton of time, a ton of work to get everything working, and also it's not for a grade, but you're also not getting paid at all. This is just for a project to just be made for the love of the project itself and putting something together. So massive kudos towards everyone here listed. Excellent, well done. Even if, now I hate to put this energy out there, but even if everything fell apart after this, even if this just stayed as a, oh, and they said "and you," which of course I always love in credits as a final thing. Even if this just remained as chapter 0, this was still excellently done. Very cool concept. From top to bottom. I was especially a big fan of the music tracks. I think were really well done. Art was really good. Story writing was excellent. Voice work, very good. Very, very good. Oh damn, I was hoping like the question marks would become something. Even if it was just like looking at the I honestly thought the question marks were gonna reveal we could do that opening movie where it intros the characters. Again, just that. But I assume that's maybe a chapter select when the full game comes out. Possibly. But yeah, as I said, very excellent done. Everyone who touched this project should be massively happy with how this came out, because this was very good. And then, like I said, the depression sets in where you're like, it's probably gonna be some time since we see the rest of this, so... but no rush, obviously, and hope it goes well. Like I said, as following this for some time, I remember I remember seeing some of the bumps that this project had hit, and the fact that it persevered. The people persevered, stuck with it, kept this project going, and were able to get this out is a testament to excellent work and a love for the project. So massive kudos, of course, and I will be there day one when either the next chapter or the full story / game comes out for sure. Stream is not over, though. I'm going to have a quick BRB screen. I'll do a quick BRB screen. I will get set up for Crisis Core. Yeah, it's still, the night's still early. And we'll play some Crisis Core. Third stream of that. So, I will be right back. Stretch your legs. Get some water. I'll be back shortly.